So, here's this.
Is any of this for real or not?
There's plenty of things to criticize about Kingdom Hearts, a series I love dearly, but one of the most tired things I've seen is the constant butt end of the joke that is the series story.
I'm sure by now we've all seen this meme floating around, and because my only self-worth these days comes from internet validation, the retweets, the shares, and likes on TikTok, I thought, okay, how can I make one that would earn those so I can get the daily hit of happiness? And immediately my mind went to Kingdom Hearts, because of course it did. But then I thought about it for a second, and I'm sure this is why I clicked on the video. I don't believe what the meme implies, because I'm one of the fools that believes if you play every Kingdom Hearts game like God intended, it all tracks, it all makes sense. It works well enough.
So I clown on something that I love for internet validation. What does that make me? A fool? A hack of a fan?
Probably, but at least I'm admitting it. That absolves me of anything, right?
When I was in college, I wrote a paper about James Cameron's Avatar.
Because why wouldn't I?
And in it, I coined something that I'm very proud of called the Tom and Jerry theory. The theory is that the reason James Cameron's Avatar is successful is because it doesn't have a language barrier, or at the very least, it's overtaken by the overwhelming use of visuals to tell a story. And the story that is there is universal and has stakes that 99% of people can get behind. In the case of Tom and Jerry, it uses its medium to showcase timelessly funny scenarios of a mouse outsmarting a cat, and this sound.
I did a report on Tom and Jerry in middle school, so I know this.
Why don't you start making sense?
So how does that relate to Kingdom Hearts? Well, it has a simple hook of combining the icons of Walt Disney with the hot topic raging emo nature of Final Fantasy. A simple pitch, but for some reason there's hours and hours of internet content trying to explain why this fuck can stop these fucks from fucking up Disney World. Ironic considering the first game's theme is called Simple and Clean, so I guess we can just say things and make them true. At least have a sense of humor about it.
Does that mean I can just tell people I'm happy?
And that's the point. The reason I made that meme and had a moment of introspective self-judgment as a longtime fan of Tetsuya Nomura's creation is because, as a fan, I recognize moments of Kingdom Hearts 3 offer moments of self-awareness. Kingdom Hearts 2.9, Axel being confused by everything. It's these moments that invite fans to make fun of what the series is on the surface, but beneath it all, I know it's irrelevant because the story is basic. They just over-explain it constantly.
Time me.
A long time ago, all the worlds were united, and there were pathways between Hercules' world and Mulan and Sephiroth that people could travel easy peasy. This unifying power manifests in the form of Kingdom Hearts. One day, people sought out to control this unity, creating darkness.
Think Adam and Eve. You know, from the Assassin's Creed franchise.
Darkness corrupted this unifying force, and walls were created between worlds. A ton of time passes, and these worlds eventually forgot their union, but one man, 13 versions of one man, seek to reawaken this unifying force and use it to rule and reign immortal. But this kid stops him time after time.
Oh, did you get that?
No! It's basically a shonen anime. One of the most basic arcs of telling a story there is. And for people who don't call him Naruto, it's Star Wars.
The issue with Kingdom Hearts, and the reason it gets memed on, I think, is because of what it appears to sell you on, Disney. I guarantee you half the player base of Kingdom Hearts were sold because they saw a game in a Walmart that had Mickey Mouse or
a commercial on the Disney Channel.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Justin McCartney.
And I'm Sterling, and with all the info and things happening inside Disney, Jesse is just one of the stars here at the Hollywood premiere of the new video game Kingdom Hearts 2.
Let's get it started.
It'd be completely reasonable for someone to pick it up after school when they would be watching Kim Possible with Dunkaroos and have their eyes glaze over when you have a faceless man talking about how human nature is inherently selfish for 10 minutes.
You don't have to tell me that, Nomura. I've played Mario Party.
Maybe it's because I've been engaging with the series since I was very young, but to me it all tracks. The details of light and dark, how evil plans work, where time travel and dream training gets involved, can be messy, but the concepts and how they fit into the story makes sense on a macro level. Being this invested with the series my whole life, I definitely find a strong attachment to the original characters. Riku, Aqua, Roxas, and Sora are what I want to see more of in every new game. The Disney stuff is just set dressing at this point.
The fact that I can rub in the face of Final Fantasy fans that hate Kingdom Hearts that Donald Duck is canonically the most powerful mage in the Final Fantasy universe is just the cherry on top of this sad anime boy sundae.
Kingdom Hearts has the burden of selling well because of the Disney partnership. Yeah, it's probably the reason it still exists to this day, but because of that, you inevitably will get new players that want to fight alongside Tron, Elsa, and Anna, and be lost in the mix of these 7 new hearts, the 13 darknesses, the Getting Norded, the X-Blade, the Keyblade, Union Cross. But there's no easy way to tell them all the details only matter so much. And if you do experience the series in full, at least if you're playing them back to back, it makes enough sense that moments like this mean something.
You want proof? I never finished Kingdom Hearts 1 as a kid, okay? I had no idea Chain of Memories existed. I went straight from the midpoint of Kingdom Hearts 1 to Kingdom Hearts 2, and that opening cinematic, Sanctuary, caught me up on everything. Oh, Riku got possessed by Ansem. Things went away. They had to go on another adventure. They fought these cloaked people. Okay. And then by the time I saw Naminé, at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, I was losing my damn mind. And it made sense. I was like, okay, so Sora probably already killed half these people. That's why there's not 13 of them, even though they're called Organization. It tracks.
If you want to blame something, blame the title scheme. There's really no side game in the series. Birth by Sleep really should have been called Kingdom Hearts 0. But I really think it's a series worth playing. They're long games, sure, but the gameplay is great, the music's incredible, and there's some really stellar visuals, especially for fans of Disney. And as long as you're fine sitting through long-winded speeches time to time about light and dark and breaking through your own self-doubt, I'm sure you'll enjoy every moment. Is it bullshit to ask players to experience every game in the series to know what happens in Kingdom Hearts 3 after Kingdom Hearts 2? Well, personally, I don't think so when every game has been packaged in a very accessible way on pretty much every major platform. You wouldn't skip Revenge of the Sith and go into A New Hope expecting things to make sense. Birth by Sleep isn't Solo, it's Revenge of the Sith.
Well, there you go. Kingdom Hearts is a simple, straightforward story about good versus evil that just stupidly over-explains itself pretty frequently. And I kind of love it for that. But honestly, I think you can over-explain anything. Like, they made an entire Metal Gear Solid game explaining why they call someone Big Boss. And it's not even good. Bada bing, gabagool.
You know what? I really don't know.